Hey guys, what's good? I hope everybody had a great weekend. Well, for anybody who watches the news and has been following along with what's been happening with Gabby Petito, I wanted to come and pull some cards. From what I understand, they did catch the boyfriend. They found her. So let's kind of pull cards on the situation and see what's going on with the boyfriend. And let's see if there's any other information we can find out about the situation, okay? What's the first card for this situation? We got the Four of Pentacles. Oh, it's ego. Can't let go. Can't let go. Who can't let go? Who can't let go? And we got the Page of Swords. Maybe it is that he can't let go of the situation or let go of the fact that he just got caught. And then I split the deck and we got the Death card. He got caught. What else can you tell us about this situation? What else can you tell us about this situation? What else can you tell us about the situation? What can you tell us about this situation? Man. We got the Ten of Cups. Okay. So when it's talking about him, the boyfriend Brian, I think his name is, can't let go. That the fact that they see it for what it is, right? He's still trying to play off like, oh well, this was my love. We were supposed to have a family together. We were supposed to have this new this cycle of good fortune with whatever it was that they were doing. But there were secrets. What are these secrets? That while he's trying to come off as very charming and loving and caring, the truth is there was a lot of conflict. And somebody wanted to change their direction. See, I take it like, you know, a lot of conflict on their road trip, the Chariot, you know, they were on their road trip, a lot of conflict going on. So this girl was at the point where she's like, I'm not sure if this is what I want. But he's still trying to play it off like, oh, we were happy together, we were in love. Not that they weren't, but you know, there's a lot of heartbreak. When I split the deck, that's what I saw. Oh my God. All right, so what else can you tell us about the situation? What can you tell us about him? What can you tell us about him? Then we got the Three of Swords and Seven of Swords. So some deception, some sneaky behavior that caused this heartbreak. What can you tell us about Brian? Can you tell us, what else can you tell us about him? He's in jail right now. And then we got the Queen of Swords. So the mother. We got the Knight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Swords, Queen of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. Then we got Strength at the bottom. The Fool. and the Justice. So, yeah. She could have been the one who tipped. What was said? What can you tell us about this Queen of Swords? Hold on, let me shuffle these a little bit better. What can you tell us about the Queen of Swords? What can you tell us about the Queen of Swords? What is her involvement with this? What's the Queen of Swords? Eight of Swords? What's the Queen of Swords? Eight of Swords? The Ten of Wands in reverse. Okay. Yeah, I see it as maybe the mother was the one who, yeah, this whole situation was a burden to her. And you know, I don't want to say that trying to help your children is a burden, but you know, sometimes we have to let our kids suffer the consequences of what it was that they did. It took a lot of strength for this mother to do this, because to bring in justice, it was going to be painful. See, she has blood on her sword. She's crying. Understanding that justice needed to come in. So she was reluctant, because the Knight of Pentacles is very slow moving. He's very slow moving to take that leap, to do what it is that to bring in this justice. To bring in this justice. This whole situation was a burden to her. Alright. What else can you tell us? Is there anything else you can tell us? You know, I was watching the body cam footage of the officer that pulled them over when they were, I think they were in Utah, right? So he was swerving, and so he pulled him over, and when they were talking to both of them, they separated them. And then listening to her and listening to him, okay, I've seen this situation before. Now, I don't know if people are gonna give the police officer that let him go a hard time, like, oh, you should have separated him. I watched the video, and to be perfectly honest, I believe that the police officer handled it. I honestly think he handled it pretty fairly, because let's be real, there's a lot of times we like he said, we're in relationships and we get into arguments. You know, not every time we get in an argument we should be going to jail. Yeah, they shouldn't have acted like that. Clear sign that they should not have been together. Something that I think Gabby was starting to realize, that she didn't want to be in this situation with this man. So I don't blame the police officer. I really think that his intentions were good. Okay, so this is the reason why I say I've seen this before is because, you know, I've been in that situation where I've taken the blame for something that they did because I didn't want my partner to go to jail, and they ended up taking me to jail. And trust me, I've lied because, you know, sometimes when the police get involved, they create more problems for us than they actually do help. And that's nothing bad directed towards them. They're just not equipped in every situation. That's all. When I was watching this, not that I'm, you know, I respect police officers for the good ones that do their job. They do the best they can. But while I was watching this, I'm like, oh, she's lying. She's trying to keep him out of jail. He did the same thing, but he was more concerned about what she was saying to the police officer. That's why when the police officer came back and said, well, you're the victim in this situation, the laugh of relief that he had, I was like, oh yeah. It was not, I don't think it was a healthy situation at all. And this is something that Gabby is starting to understand and trying to find a way to get out of it. But I don't know how long they had been together, but if they were together a long time, it's not something that can just easily go away. Like it breakups sometimes is a process. couple breakups to make it official, right? So as far as a police officer in this situation, I don't want to give him too much of a hard time. I just feel like he was unaware of what was really going on, because he probably, I don't know. I just, maybe he wasn't equipped to see the situation for what it was. But I watched it, and she even wanted to go back. She didn't want to be separated from him. It was one of those situations where you have to make a decision, even though you know you probably shouldn't make this decision. That's why domestic violence is so dangerous, because it's not something that is easily handled. You can't just call the police. That's not how it works, especially if you have children. There just has to be a better way of dealing with this, or some kind of resource that cops could call. What do you think about the situation? Because every situation, every case that a police officer comes across is not it's not a one size fits all. They have to use discernment. They have to use their, good judgment in situations. And sometimes they become like, it could be like, we see this shit all the time. I'm just here for the money. I give up. Because the truth is, a lot of times, when people get into these fields, they get into this work because they want to bring truth and justice, right? They want to, it's almost like they jump into something thinking, I'm going to change the world. And then they see things happen over and over again. And because it's a one size fits all, there's a lot of times the police officers, their hands are tied when they know, taking this person to jail is not really justice, or they have a tough job. They do have a tough job trying to figure out who's being sneaky, who's being legit. What can you tell us about this police officer? His intentions were pure. His intentions were pure. He was just trying to do his job. He didn't know how to navigate this situation, because it was a situation. It was these people were living out of their car. You guys, don't be hard on him, okay? Don't, because he sees it like these two just snuck away. They snuck away, and this tower hit. I could have been the one to avoid that, or to stop that. That's how he's feeling right now. Oh. When his intentions were, the decision he made, he thought it was a good choice. He thought, oh yeah, it's a good choice. Now he's heartbroken. he could be, when I say heartbroken, he could have a lot of regret, guilt. Hurts his heart to know what happened. What else can you tell us? Where he thought the situation was gonna be like, okay, well, you know, no, I feel so bad because, you know, you get those cops that you're like, okay, well, I want to do the right thing, and then, you know, no good deed goes unpunished. He thought the situation is gonna be, you know, it's gonna have a happy outcome, but it didn't. What can you tell us about, let's see, anything else? Anything else? Is there anyone else we should look into? Is there anyone else? Anything else? Let's see. Anything else for this story? If not, I think I'm just gonna let you guys go. Let's see if there's any final advice for sorry guys. A solid practical leader. So, okay, so I'm sorry, I was gonna ask for advice and then these two came out. I don't. We got the King of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. So what about this King of, can you tell me about this King of Pentacles? Oh. We're talking about the dad. The dad is, it's almost like denial. I don't believe it. Oh. It's almost like he thought he was gonna have his baby home. Gonna have a new beginning, my baby's gonna come home. Okay, so this King of Pentacles, in regards to the Four of Swords, can't accept that Four of Swords. Why? Because he thought they were gonna have a new beginning, a new, you know, his baby's just gonna come home. But judgment is gonna be called on this Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is most likely the boyfriend. The Knight of Wands, I see him as someone who's very hot-headed and impulsive, cruel. And then we've got the Hierophant. The Hierophant in reverse. I see this as problems with authority. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is okay. So this might. I took these cards as the father. The father's having problems with this. The police that let them go. It's almost like there was different options. You shouldn't have let him go. What's the advice to the father? What's the advice to the father? Get a different perspective. Why? Get a different perspective. There's a need for a change in perspective. Why do you need a change of perspective? Because right now you're really heartbroken. You're very like not being able to be understanding because of your heartbreak you know, will create I want to say resentment. Seek your higher power. Try to connect, because right now you're feeling very trapped by your own thoughts. Yeah, you're oh wow. Okay, yeah, watch your thoughts, because if I'm seeing what I'm seeing here, if what I'm seeing here is what's going on in your head, you really need to seek you need to seek comfort in something higher than yourself, because your heartache is blinding you. It's making you very angry, vengeful. Watch your thoughts. Any other advice for the Father? Any final advice for the Father? Any final advice for the Father? And the sadness. Even though this painful ending brought you a lot of heartache, a lot of disappointment because it didn't end the way you were hoping it ended, you need to end that conflict within yourself, wanting get back, because you can't accept, don't want to accept what has happened. It's gonna keep you trapped if you can't end that heartache. I don't want to say end the heartache, because you can't end that heartache. And the types of thoughts that heartache is creating within you, because this is all within your mind, thoughts. You don't want those negative thoughts to fester. So that's why it's saying to get a different perspective on what has happened and the players involved, so that way you can start to heal from the heartache. That doesn't mean that you have to say, oh, I forgive you and all is well. No. But when you're just getting a different perspective to see the people in a different way, so that way you can heal and move on. So that's the advice for the Father. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to leave it there. I hope you guys have a great week, and